Shalom, Israel. Peace and blessings. Today's video is about, once again, about that 12 tribe chart. I know I talked about it in the past, about the 12 tribe chart, but, you know, I've been out here. I've been watching the videos. I've been trying to figure it out, trying to find out why does these Israelite camps continue to push this 12 tribe chart thing, you know, about the Latinos, all the Latinos, even the white ones, are Israelites. Now, I don't know how they come up with it. I don't know where it comes from. But I've been searching and I've been searching, and all I find is to the contrary. And you know, I wanted to, and I still want to, maybe join a camp, even though I've seen all the comments and everything about don't join no camps. The camps are wicked, this and this and that. But there's one camp that I've seen that's doing close to what I believe the Bible is saying, and that's IUIC. They're in Africa, but the narrative is that our people, some of our people, are in Africa, but everybody else is not locals. There's, you know, and that all 12 tribes are scattered throughout the world. I don't get that in the Bible. I don't know where that comes from, and I don't know where it comes from. Where, you know, I've seen camps like Sakari say that, you know, saying that you wicked Negro only Israelites, that do you really believe that the Israelites are all Negro? Yes. Even the European scholars say it. If you go into the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, we didn't write this. We never wrote this. But what does it say? Let's see. If you go to page 213, it talks about Ham. It says, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Now, don't get me wrong, but did they not just say the Negroes? They say Ham is the progenitor of all the dark races, but not the Negroes, meaning the Negroes come from Shem. So the Israelites are Negroes. They are Negroid by ethnicity. They are Negroes. They're black. Now, if you can get anything else out of that, please tell me what it is. Because I hear Brother McMalice, I don't know if he's in the camp or not, but he seems to be by himself, but he affiliates with other Israelites. I don't know how that goes with him. But he's saying it all the time. Native American Indians, Latinos, and everything are the northern kingdom. Now, don't get me wrong and don't get it twisted. Now, I do believe that there are Negroes who are Israelites in every Latin country. They are scattered all over the earth. How did they get scattered? Sorry about that. I had a phone call interrupted. And if you listen to Bishop Nathaniel, he tells you. And then in IUIC, Canaanites, Perizzites, Jebusites, they knew where to get us from. The Ammonites, the Moabites, in 1492, the Egyptians, and the Amorites. And we were all. If you ever noticed that most of the Jews would be Israel in Africa, was mixing themselves and would go on the daughters ships of these and be transported all over the world. And there were more of us that went into Latin America than came into United States. Now, so yes. Matter of fact, if you go to verse 2, for they have taken of their daughters for themselves and for their sons, those that came from so Spain, that the Holy See have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea, so everybody in Latin America can't be Israelite, can't be Negro, have been chief. Now, if they identify as Negro, you know what I'm saying? So if the spirit bears witness with their spirit that they are Israelites, nations that they mix with, but they were black. If you notice, the scriptures say that the Ammonites and the Moabites, who say Japanese and Chinese, shall be scattered. If you go back to that time, you will notice and you will see that they started off black. They were black people. Isaiah, you know what I'm saying? So now you can go back and do your own research. They started off black. Then they started changing Isaiah 11 people you see today, verse 12, that look white and identify as white. You say, but the enemy shall set up an enzyme. You can go for the nations. You can see and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel. Taboo, like most of assemble the outcasts of Israel countries. So they're basically black people all in one place. The Israelites, meaning the 10 tribes that want their children to mix with the white. That's what it says about Judah, though. Watch what it says about Judah. If you mix with gather together the dispersed of Judah, pretty much from the four corners of the earth. Poor, you killing your family seed that was scattered to the four corners of the earth. Not Northern Kingdom, right? It was Southern Kingdom that was scattered to the four corners of the earth. Transatlantic slavery. But now we know that the holy is Judah, the royal seed that's in these Latin American countries. To the Negroes. The Negroes, Northern Kingdom, God's chosen. It's not the other 10 tribes that are in Latin America. Not the ones that's on the island. Mixing. No, they dropped Judah off because they're mixing on these islands, and they dropped the royal seed. And they went by. They dropped us off everywhere. Right. Even in Europe, they dropped us off. Countries. They dropped us on everywhere. The whites. That's their, what I'm saying? Trying to lighten up their skin. How can you say that they're going to be destroyed? The 10 tribes, this is not the time. On the island, when I'm getting it, in Latin America, now, 12 tribes. Okay, now if you go to, it's not possible. Let's see. It don't even make sense. Now I can go to where they get it from. We can go to Second Ezra. I think I finished there. I'm going. Second Ezra is where they get it from. Now, let's read it. Second Ezra 13:41. Let's see. Let me go 41 to. Let's get it. Oh. It says, but they took this counsel among themselves, the curses, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go follow some of these curses, a further country where never mankind dwelt. Now they take that to mean that they left this side of Africa, of the continent, and came over to South America, North and South America. Because if you look at South America, Deuteronomy 28:29, the Latinos, 10 tribes, right? Okay.
29.
And some of the islands, they're not all. They didn't say all were Latino, but most of them are Latinos, according to these camps.
29.
That they might dare
And thou shalt
keep
grope at
their
noonday,
statutes,
as the blind
which they
gropeth in
never
darkness.
kept
And thou
in
shalt
their
not
own
prosper
land,
in thy ways.
and they entered into
and
the
thou
Euphrates
shalt not, and
by
thou
the
shalt
narrow
be only
places of the
oppressed
river.
and spoiled,
Nah.
robbed,
If they
evermore,
crossed the
and no man
Euphrates,
shall save thee.
meaning
Not
they
even
crossed the
their
Euphrates to go
so-called
into
president
Syria, because
will
the
save them.
Assyrians caught them.
Nobody
and took
will
them
save them.
into
They
Syria,
grope all day,
right?
work
They
all
were taking
day
them to
for
Assyria.
$1.
So they were
Maybe
coming
$1,
back
maybe
across,
$2 a day,
right?
working, groping
And
at
they entered
noonday.
into the Euphrates
Can't get
by the
ahead.
narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs
suffer
to
at
them,
night.
and hell
They
still
going through it,
flooded
always
till they were passed
oppressed
over.
and crushed
For through that country
by these
there
European
was a
nations
great way
all day.
to go, namely a
You know what I'm
year
saying?
and a half. And the same region is called Osiris. Now, they take this to mean that because they said that Christopher Columbus, this child rapist, who gave children to his crew, for gifts, that he wrote in his memoir or his diary that Osiris was America. We supposed to believe him that that's Osiris. Okay, if you say so. But then they started trying to say it took that year and a half. Now, they had to get from Assyria to the ocean. Then they had to either pay their way on these ships to come to the Americas, or they had to basically build their own boats to cross the ocean. God didn't say he split the ocean. He split. This was talking about Euphrates River, not the ocean. Okay, and then let's get it then. Let's get some more on that. Let's go to 2 Kings. 2 Kings. We're gonna go to 2 Kings 17, verse 3. Let's go to verse 6. In the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria, and placed them in Halah and in Harbor by the river of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes. For if it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel. Now, they went back and started worshiping some of the same things they were worshiping in Egypt. They went back. And of the kings of Israel, which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their God. And they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves, and in every high hill, and under every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen, whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger. For they served idols, whereof the Lord has said unto them, Ye shall not do this thing. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and all the seers, saying, Turn ye from your evil ways, and keep my commandments, and my statutes, according to all the laws which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servant the prophets. Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks, stiff-necked. That's why God referred to them as stiff-necked, because they hardened their necks, like the neck of their fathers. The fathers had hardened their necks and were breaking God's laws, not doing His laws, not keeping the statutes or the commandments. That did not believe in the Lord their God, and they rejected His statutes and His covenant that He had made with their fathers, and His testimonies which he testified against them, and they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord had changed them, that they should not do like them. And they left all the commandments of the Lord their God, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove, and worshiped all the hosts of heaven, and served Baal, who is Satan. And they caused their sons and daughters to pass through the fire. They were killing their babies, sacrificing their children, and used divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke Him to anger. Now, isn't that the same thing isn't it similar to what you hear going on in Africa? And when you watch some of these African movies, you see that they do this stuff. They serving other gods, deviation. A religion called voodoo. I don't understand much about it, but it's not what the children of Israel serve. Who the children of Israel serve? Their God wasn't voodoo and enchantments. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff you see went on in Africa. And what I'm getting at is, Northern Kingdom is in Africa. They are Negroes. Okay. Now, we can even go here a little bit farther. We can say that, let's see, Hosea 7:8, Ephraim has mixed itself among the nation, among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned, right? But then we go into Hosea 4:17. Let me go there. Let me get down. Hosea 4:17. Bear with me a minute. Hosea 4:17. Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone, it says. I don't have that. Say, their drink is sour. They have committed whoredom continually, cheating on the Most High, serving other gods. Her rulers with shame do love. The rulers of Africa are shameful. You can't be more plain than that. These African leaders, now what's going on now is an uprising in Africa, and I believe it's Northern Kingdom rising up. Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, and this last one, it'd be hard for me to get that last one. That just happened. The president made a video crying and begging people to make some noise because he's under house arrest and the people are taking back their country. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I love it. They need to do this. They need it. I support it, and I'm proud of them. Come on, Northern Kingdom, wake up. Now that's who I see waking up, and that's not a big one. Let's look at the DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, if that don't tell you that they are Northern Kingdom, nothing will. You know what I'm saying? Because they have gone through some atrocities by King Leopold, cutting off hands. I mean, he did something. He wrote a letter that was close to similar to the Willie Lynch letter that the Americans, so-called African Americans who are Judah, had to go through. You know what I'm saying? It was a similar letter. I'll make a video about it one day. I sure will. But now, if you don't even believe that, go to Deuteronomy 28. Now, you can't get around this. Now, this is the same stuff that the Israelites say, the American Israelites, so-called American Israelites, these camps. This is what woke up many of us in these camps, Deuteronomy 28:6 by coming on ships. But what about the rest of these curses from 15? Now, but before I get there because I jumped over something. Now, Ephraim, who did Ephraim? Let's go to Ezra first. We're going to come back to Deuteronomy. But let's go to Ezra first. We're going to Ezra 9, verse 1. Now, when these things were done, the princes came to me, saying, the people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the land, doing according to their abominations, even of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had a phone call interrupted. Anyway, okay. And then what did it go? Canaanites, Amorites, okay, Perizzites, Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Amorites. If you ever notice, this is who Israel was mixing themselves with, the daughters of these people. They were pretty much messing up the royal seed. Okay? Now, matter of fact, if you go to verse 2, for they have taken of their daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea, the hand of the princes and rulers have been chief in this trespass. You know what I'm saying? So all of these nations that they mixed with, they were black. Even the Ammonites and the Moabites, who you say Japanese and Chinese, if you go back to that time, you will notice and you will see that they started off black. They were black people. You know what I'm saying? So now you can go back and do your own research. They started off black. Then they started changing into these people you see today that look white and identify as white. But even in those countries, you can go, there's certain parts you can see how dark they are. You know what I'm saying? And it was taboo, like most of these countries where black people are. The blacks there want their children to mix with the white ones, because it's bad if you mix with a dark one. You pretty much poor. You killing your family seed according to them, because white is right, black is bad. You see what I'm saying? But now we know that the holy and the royal seed belongs to the Negroes. the Negroes are God's chosen people. These are the blacks, not the ones that's mixing with these white folk, because they're mixing and diluting their seed, the royal seed. See what I'm saying? Even in those countries like Mexico and all of those other countries, mixing with the whites that's there, trying to lighten up their skin. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? But this is not the time. But what I'm getting at though, now if you go to, let's see, now where we going now? Okay, did I finish that? Yeah, I think I finished that. Okay. Now, let's see. Let me go to, okay, now I was going to Deuteronomy and the curses, right? Now, if you follow some of these curses, a lot of these curses apply to our people in Africa. Some of them more than it do us. Because if you look at it, okay, Deuteronomy 28:29. Let me go there. Deuteronomy 28:29. 28 verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled, robbed evermore, and no man shall save thee. Not even their so-called presidents will save them. Nobody will save them. They grope all day, work all day for $1. Maybe $1, maybe $2 a day. Working, groping at noonday. Can't get ahead. They even suffer at night. They're going through it. Always, they are oppressed and crushed by these European nations all day. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, forever cursed. Let's go to another one. Let's go to 32. Deuteronomy 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look, and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Now, okay, we say that about the Israelites here, the black people here in America, that, they took our children, they sold them off, and there was nothing we could do. But the same thing happened in Africa. They took our forefathers, before we came to America, they took us from our people in Africa. And there was nothing they could do. There was no might in their hand, no military might, no financial might, no way to get us back. And it seems like, no, they didn't even try to get us back. You know what I'm saying? But if you notice, the Europeans were on them too, even harder. You see what I'm saying? Crushing them. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing they could do if they wanted to, and I believe a lot of them did want to, but those that did had to suffer. Watch us go and cry. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even the next verse, 33. This curse applies to them. And the fruit of thy land. This don't even apply to us. Hardly. Unless you're talking about the forefathers that had a piece of the American land, but, you know, they still, it wasn't theirs. But in Africa, every country in Africa, listen to this, and the fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not, and thou wait a minute, shall a nation which, all right, hold on. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. They gonna take all the resources out of the land, and they gonna make you labor to do it. What are they doing? They forcing the Africans. You heard of blood diamonds? They killed them. You know what I'm saying? Made them dig up the diamonds and gave them pennies, nothing. Oil, lithium. What's France fighting over now in Niger? That land, the resources in the land, so they can have lights and friends. You know what I'm saying? The resources, let's see, everywhere, all over Africa, they eating up the fruit of the land. The fruit is the resources in the land, and all thy labors, making them labor for it. Shall a nation which thou knowest not, these nations, these African nations, don't know these nations that's taking their resources, that's eating them up. And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. They're oppressing them and crushing them. They kept them in poverty, saying that Africa is the richest country on earth, but the poorest, the people are suffering. They're a third world country because other nations are taking all their resources so they could be first world countries and keeping Africa poor. These curses apply to Africa. So we talking about, nah, we can keep going. Matter of fact, 28:41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. That happened to them too. Just about the only thing that didn't happen to them, that happened to Judah, was the ships, 68. That let us know that we were carried away from Africa on ships to the Americas. And that's how Judah got scattered. But if you go through all the other curses, that applies to Africa. They stole the children of Africa, the sub-Saharan slave trade. All these countries have taken the children of Africa into slavery. See what I'm saying? But Judah got scattered to the four corners, all over the place. See what I'm saying? But the northern kingdom still resides in Africa. The kingdoms, the tribes are still there. They even still call themselves tribes. We don't call ourselves tribes. White folks don't call themselves tribes in Europe. Asians, Asia, wherever, all the other countries, nobody refers to themselves as tribes. Africa does. So we talking about, this is Northern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom. And we're supposed to be waking them up. And I mean, yeah, Judah's supposed to rise up first, and you're doing a good thing. But stop misidentifying who Northern Kingdom is. Because Northern Kingdom is not in these Latino countries. It's not in the islands. That's all Judah. Judah, that's it. Judah is scattered into those countries. It is not northern kingdom. Northern kingdom is in Africa. Those are brothers and sisters in Africa. And if you ain't noticed, the scriptures say that Judah, Israel is huge, large. We're talking about 10. And they have mixed themselves with the other nations in Africa. So, and if you go to, I like to, other people have their own breakdown of the wheat and the tare, which is Matthew 13, 24 to 30. Matthew 13, 24 through 30. I like to say that they have their own breakdowns, their own ideas of what that chapter is about. But me, that parable that Christ gave, the wheat and the tare, because the wheat and the tare, they look alike. The wheat look like the tare, especially coming up, and the householder or the I forget what they call them. Let me go. 13:24. Matthew 13:24. Okay. The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder, that's right, the household, the servant of the household came to the householder, came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then has it tares? Okay. Now, because of the curses and because of everything, Israel, which is Ephraim, northern kingdom, they were already mixing themselves among the people. You know what I'm saying? They were mixing themselves among the people. So they were mixing themselves in Africa. They still are. You know what I'm saying? So now, the Nilotes, or what you want to call them, Egyptians, Ethiopians, Canaanites, they're all mixed. You don't know who's Israelite and who's not. So, now I believe this is Christ saying that let them grow up together. And when the harvest, when it's time to reap, he's going to separate who is Israelite and who is heathen. He's going to separate them. You know what I'm saying? But let them grow up together, because if you try to separate them before then, you're going to make mistakes. You don't know who's who. And you might destroy something, them mentally, the real Israelite, and call them a heathen. And they're an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? So, yes, northern kingdom is mixed in with all the tribes, other tribes in Africa. They're mixed up. So it's going to take the king, our king, Yahushua, Jesus, whatever you want to call him, to divide, to separate the wheat from the tare. They look alike. That's why we always ran into Egypt, into Africa when we were in trouble. That's when the angel told Joseph to take Mary and baby Jesus into Egypt when the Pharaoh sought to kill Christ. He told him to go into Egypt, into Africa, because we look alike. when they destroyed the temple in 70 AD after Christ died. The prophecy Christ foretold that the Grecian Romans would surround Israel and they would kill a lot of us, but the rest of us ran into Africa and migrated down. Yeah, but they carried some of us off into these Rome and Europe and all the places. Yeah. So the name of my video is, now I would like to join a camp, but I need somebody to explain to me that 12 tribe chart. How did it come to be? I know you're talking about the comparisons from what Isaac told, what he foretold his 12 sons. I mean Jacob, what he foretold his 12 sons that they would be, and you going off of what he said about each son's tribe, who they would be in the last days, and where you could find it. But you haven't looked at every nation, every tribe in Africa. You never looked at whether they fit those foretellings, prophecies, or those things spoken of over each son. You call Issachar because he shall be a strong ass. But do you know how many asses, donkeys, are in Africa? Asia was taking so many donkeys out of China, one of them Asian countries, were taking so many donkeys out of Africa. Everything is in Africa. So, I didn't want this video to be this long, but please, somebody explain to me how you come up with this 12 tribe chart. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So please explain to me this 12 tribe chart. Somebody. So I would love to join a camp, but I don't want to be that dude in the camp that's, negative, that's unbelieving and this and that, because I need an explanation. Or I could just continue to be an individual like Bishop Nathaniel. A lot of the IUIC members like to call us that make YouTube videos and watch you guys on YouTube. Yeah, well, that's the only way some of us can deal, because that 12 tribe chart don't work for us. You know what I'm saying? It just don't work. Now, y'all can say what you want, but please give me some evidence, give me some scripture that the 10 tribes ain't Negroid no more. Because as far as I'm concerned, is Negro only. All 12 tribes are Negroid. If your father or forefathers aren't black, you are not an Israelite. Yeah, your skin can change. You look dang near white. But if you don't track that seed back to a black man from slavery, from Africa, you're not an Israelite. See what I'm saying? So, I'm sorry, but it's been too much whitening going on for me. Everybody want to be white. All black people want to turn white. I'm just saying. And this bleaching mess and all that. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm in here. Shalom, Israel. Peace and blessings. I hope you enjoy the video. Please like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, You know what I'm saying? And I'll see you on the next one. Hey, and leave me lots of comments and tell me what you think. All right. Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless.